Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justin Lamb, and today's video is part 3 in me giving my initial thoughts on the Grand Prix assignments for the 2019-2020 figure skating season. And in today's video, I will be discussing pairs figure skating. But before I do that, I wanted to say congratulations to Italy and my friend Eleonora, who's from there, because that country will be hosting the Winter Olympic Games in the year 2026. So the news just came out this morning, and that is such exciting news to hear. Italy has hosted the Winter Olympic Games a few times before, and I think they always do a really good job. And next, I wanted to give a shout out to one of my subscribers. I believe their username is Stevie Darling, who said that my blue glasses that I'm wearing today remind them of the ones on Yuri on Ice worn by Yuri Katsuki. So I think that's a compliment. So from now on, I will refer to these frames as the ones on Yuri on Ice. So thank you so much for that comment. And now on to discussing the figure skating assignments. So I'm not sure about you all, but when I look at the roster here, which can be found on the ISU website, I get very overwhelmed because it's a lot of text filling out the entire page. So I'm just going to discuss what I found most interesting, what stood out to me the most, and go from there. And actually, what caught my attention first was the fact that the new Canadian pair partnership, Lubov Ilushenka and Charlie Bilodeau, have 2 Grand Prix assignments. I just find this a little shocking for it being their first season competing together. And I know they have a wealth of history and experience in pairs figure skating with different partners. But yeah, I'm imagining that their federation helped them out with these 2 assignments. So if Skate Canada saw some potential in them, then I'm gonna have some high expectations from them as well. So we'll see them skate at Skate Canada International, where they will be competing against their teammates, Kirsten Moore-Towers and Michael Marinero. Of course, they will receive a warm welcome from the Canadian audience, which should hopefully be good preparation and experience for their second event in the Cup of China. Now, take it back to Skate Canada International. I will be curious to see how they will be scored compared to Kirsten Moore-Towers and Michael Marinero. I'm not sure what to expect because Kirsten and Michael did not have the most ideal season last year. A few examples of that would be the fact that they missed out on qualifying for the Grand Prix final, which was hosted in Vancouver. They won Canadian Nationals, but Trent and Evalyn really kept them on their toes technically because they skated so well. And also at 4 continents, they won the silver medal there, but it was actually kind of devastating because they were so close to gold. They lost the gold medal by such a slim margin, and they really had a mishap on their lifts, on one lift actually, because it was really shaky. So that was unfortunate. They probably could have used the win at 4 continents as good momentum heading into World Figure Skating Championships. But it's a new season, so anything can happen. I think they're looking for a fresh start, but they are going to have to bring their A game, I think, from the beginning of the season. Canadian Nationals should be interesting, but yeah, they both have 2 Grand Prix assignments. Kirsten and Michael will have their second event at the end of the circuit at NHK Trophy. That in particular is going to be a very difficult one for them to be on the podium, but also really exciting in general as a figure skating fan, because we get to see a really great matchup between 2 world-class top international pair teams. The first being the reigning world champions from China, Wenjing Sui and Song Han, and also the French pair who are so amazing. So it's Vanessa Morgan and James Cypress. I did not expect to see that matchup to happen before the Grand Prix final. So that's very interesting. And both of those pair teams, they will have their other event in their respective home countries, and I expect them to win those competitions. So we get a little excitement before the Grand Prix final. NHK, that's going to be a very difficult one in pairs. I'm pretty sure everyone else is just fighting for the bronze medal slot. But that's exciting for us. While staying on the topic of those pairs, Wen Jingsui and Song Han, reigning world champions, they had such a great ending to last season. They kind of had a really slow start returning to competition. I personally saw them at Four Continents where they debuted their programs, and that was a nice warm up for Worlds. Beautiful skaters, world class, amazing choreography, like such great taste in music. They are the perfect pair team right now that perfectly blends artistic qualities and technical abilities. Wen Jingsui just has to stay injury free. But they always have the hunger in their eyes, like they want to win. And that will take them far this season. So I'm wondering how their competitions will go. I imagine they'd win quite a bit of them, but we'll have to see. And then the French have an interesting story because last season they started off on such a high note. They were winning all of their competitions from the Grand Prix to the final and Europeans, and they just lost the momentum at Worlds. I believe they came in fifth, and I believe major mistakes were made in the short program, which was really odd for them. So I'm not sure if pacing is an issue they're going to want to work on this next season. But I really think that the French are world medal contenders. They just are that great, but you have to bring it the competition when it's most needed. So yeah, NHK trophy. That's the second highlight that I took from the assignments. That's going to be one to watch. Otherwise, I think that the field looks pretty open for the rest of the competitions in terms of pairs making the podium. I think there are some favorites for the gold, but I actually expect that at least one pair will qualify for the Grand Prix final for the first time this year because I see a lot of opportunity for new people to step on the podium internationally. And some two pairs from Russia, I think, will be around to shake things up because these two are really good. We have the reigning world bronze medalists, Natalia Zabiako and Alexander Enbert. They will surely be on the podium for Skate America and International de France. And then we also have Alexandra Boykova and Dmitry Kozlovsky. And I think they will be on the podium mix for their events in Skate Canada International and Rostelecom Cup in Russia. So they will not make it easy for other pairs to land on the podium. So there's potential there. Now, I do have some comments on the American pair teams. It appears that the gold and silver medalists from the 2019 U.S. National Figure Skating Championships have the ideal assignments. So we have Ashley Kane, Tim Leduc, and Haven Denny, Brandon Fraiser, both being assigned to Skate America and International de France. Those are two very desirable assignments for North Americans due to traveling logistics and politics logistics. The only thing is that International de France, they have to come up with better medals. They should not be made out of plastic, and they should look like something that a skater wants to have in their trophy slash medal collection. That's the one thing I will say. I think Ashley and Tim Leduc have a really good shot at placing very high at Skate America, and they have to fight for an opportunity to medal at the International de France. I think they ended their season last year on a high. Thanks to them, the Americans get 2 spots again at the World Figure Skating Championships. So kudos to Ashley Kane and Tim Leduc. I hope they continue to ride the wave of improvement this season. Haven Denny and Brandon Fraiser, I do like them. They just announced that their free program is going to be to the Lion King soundtrack again, which that was an iconic program for them, really much loved by the fans. Haven is just extremely inconsistent with all of the solo jump elements. if I'm putting it nicely. Am I? Probably not. So that's going to be something to look out for. We do have some other American teams with 2 assignments. There is Alexa Skimeka Knierim, Chris Knierim, and Tara Kane, Danny O'Shea. And then we have some pairs with 1 assignments. I'm most intrigued by Jessica Cavalang and Brian Johnson. They are a newer partnership, but I think they're very interesting to look at. They're very dynamic. They just still need quite some time to grow together and to gel with one another in their programs. Hopefully we start to see that shift this season. What else do I have to say? Maybe for the Canadians, I'm quite surprised that Evalyn, Walsh, and Trent Picaud only have 1 assignment at Ross Telecom. Cup, I think they did a really good job of representing Canada internationally last season. They really kept Kirsten Moore-Towers and Michael Marinero on their toes at Nationals, as I said earlier in the video. And I think they will just continue to improve. They're really technically sound. They are exciting. They have good speed. They just need time to grow, and they need more experience to really elevate the second mark of their scores, which are the program components. And I think that should rise naturally if they continue to skate clean programs. They can get the TBD spot at Skate Canada International. I would be a little offended if I was them and I didn't get 2 right off the bat. So I really hope that they get that spot in Canada. But there's also Camille Russ and Andrew Wolf. They'll be at Skate America representing Canada. Very lovely pair with a lot of struggle on the technical elements. So they're a team where they're lovely to look at if they weren't jumping. But maybe we could see a change in that this upcoming season. Who knows? And I think, what else can I say? We will get to see Australia represented in the Grand Prix circuit. We have Ekaterina Alexandrovskaya and Harley Windsor at Skate America. Skate America is really going to be a good competition for all of the Americans who will be there. I will not. I'll be at Canada instead, but anyone who goes to Vegas for Skate America should have a really good time. And it's unfortunate that they don't have 2 assignments, so things can change. I'm filming this video in late June. A lot of mix-ups can happen between the start at Skate America at the end of October. But, I would give them a second Grand Prix if there were withdrawals in other competitions. And we will see Chang Peng and Yang Jin from China twice, and they have become one of my personal favorite pair teams ever since they did their My Drag short program a few seasons ago. I just love them so much. And from Italy, we'll see Nicole Della Monica and Matteo Guaris compete at NHK and Cup of China. This pair has been on the steady rise over the last few seasons, and last season was their best to date, qualifying for the Grand Prix final for the first time ever. And I hope they keep the steady improvement up for this season, because we could use some mix-up from the Italians at the competitions. And other than that, there are TBD spots, which stands for to be determined by the host federation, in all of the competitions except for the one in France. So it'll be interesting to see who gets awarded those spots. But yeah, I think I'm going to end my video here. Thank you so much for watching. I will film my reaction to the dance assignments shortly. So I'll see you in that video. Thank you, everyone.